establishing state police are so critical because the National Economic Council alone cannot make it happen. He noted that State House of Assembly have a major role to play in the process, and so it is very important to get all the state positions before forging ahead. Also, will make the process more seamless. Now, this is something we've all talked about. A lot of guests, a lot of analysts have been on the show, have always submitted to the idea that we need state policing. And invariably, Governor Sani is trying to say is that if we have to have a state policing, the National Assembly can actually curb or stop the excess use or misusing of the state police for their own instead for the security of the people. But do you think that can actually happen?
Well, everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. We cannot, because of a minor disadvantage, discard every of the advantages of endless possibilities that the state policing will bring to bear or bring to play. I'm an advocate of state policing. However, I have my fears too, but I'm of the opinion that the National Assembly, like Governor Sonny said, have the constitutional mandate to help fine-tune whatever laws is enacted towards establishment of the state police. I am aware that the 36 state governors have submitted their positions, and then when next sits in January, it will be made open to all of us, and then we can. I also believe that the Southwest will probably convert Amotekun to their state police. You just need more of Lagos State has this. Is it constabulary or something? There's this kind. It's not the spy police though. But I think I have two people that are friends that were employed, and I think Lagos State is already peering. But my position is this: while it will solve a problem of intelligence gathering, for every advantage there is a minor disadvantage. It will, if someone within the community that lives within the community identifies someone that perpetrates evil, maybe a kidnapper, a bandit, a kidnap kingpin, or within the community, it's also easier to harm whoever that the member of the state police is, because they decide within the community. While I understand that some of us I'm advocating that the police should not stay in the barracks, the military should be the only ones to stay in the barracks, the police should live among us. It will also cut down on the excesses of Nigerian policemen. Because if you misbehave because you have a gun, you will still come back to the community. And these people you live with, these people that sees you, you buy food from them, you live among them. You don't live in the barracks where they don't see you all the time. It helps you psychologically as a police officer. So, but on the other hand, also there's a need to also look at the fact that Nigerians are prone to overstretch their bounds on things. It's just a Nigerian thing. Why will we have, that's why there's a short in numbers of policemen. There are politicians that have 10 attached to them. There are politicians that have 6. Even me as a Nigerian, if I live abroad and I come back and I don't want policemen disturbing me, I can pay a DPO to just give me 2 to follow me around. And they will answer me, they will obey me. So there will be more of that. But that is not enough reason to write off state policing. I'm more in for the state policing because of the psychological well-being of our officers. Most of them, the way they react does not show that they're psychologically sound. Number 2, the intelligence gathering. It's easier for us to see the human part of them, because they live among us, they communicate, they will probably speak the same language. Because it's a community thing, it's a state thing, compared to when you have to post me to the north, where I may probably have a language barrier because of where I come from. So, yet, there still has to be a synergy between the federal and the state. I understand the US policing so well, and that's why it's easier for you to just once you call the emergency number, within 5 minutes
there's a response.
There's a response because it's within that state, it's within that community. They don't have to wait for the present policing. If the IG does not give the commissioner of police a go ahead, and the commissioner of police gives the DPO a go ahead, it takes long. That's why you think that's why you think, oh, the policemen are not responding. But once it's a community state policing,
now I understand.
the response is faster, and then it's easier for us to feel policing, to feel secured among the community.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very good analysis, and that's actually true. A lot of times we've had people talk about policing. It's always a good angle, a good point. But for him to say this, I think it's a thing of concern. And like you said, it's something they need to work on. Okay, comrade, what's your quick response to the state policing and, of course, the control on the policing? So that some governors, some maybe house officers, even people, just even chiefs, some very wealthy people in the community do not take up these policemen and use them as personal bodyguard. What's your take?
Well, thank you. I am an advocate of state policing. We have been agitating for this. It's a very long time. And from the handwriting, that is clearly written on the wall, I suggest that since the present administration is going to make sure it's implemented. But there are a lot of, even though the merits overweighs the demerits, we should not look that, but just try it. Even though for once, some people will say there are a lot of it will bring about a lot of abuses, it will bring about a lot of politicians, using it as a tool, to fight their cause. But we should not look at it at that angle. The important angle that we should look at it is about the security of our people, because it is an indigenous policeman that understands the security architecture of where he comes from or he belongs to. But the most important thing that we must put, into cognizance is how the law that will establish this state police is crafted. When we talk about that, is talking about implementation. And we should look at it that there must be checks and balances, because the state police will be very, very more corrupt, than the present federal policing that we are having. They are going to be very corrupt, that. But there must be put in place, a checks and balances, balance kind of architecture that will, put them to do what is right, to be patriotic. So it is potential for abuse. We understand that. Then my fear is all about funding. You get it now. Even the present federal police is underfunded. So presently, some states have been unable to even pay the 70,000 naira minimum wage. So if the state will be the the sole will be in sole responsibility of paying their state police, and if they are being bold, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months salary, what that implies, what is going to happen. Even this present police that we have in the federal system, they are being paid as at when due, but you can still see the level of corruption within that system. So in a situation whereby the police in the state now is not paid regularly, so corruption is highly visible in this scenario. It will come and it will be very, very bad. We are not going to find it very easy. So the major fear of some people, who are against this policy, is all about politicians hijacking the system. Because you can even see from the regional security outreach that some of these regions have so far, established. You can see the way, politicians are using them, in terms of during election. You see, I don't want to mention those regional outreach or security outreach, which you all know them. can see that the way politicians are using them. So these are the ways they are going to use the state policemen too. There's not much different about it. So, and it's going to be very, very tormentuous, and it's going to have this very serious, negative impact, on our country. But the most important thing is the federal, IG will still be the one that is, that is the final, say set of policing in Nigeria. But they should not give them full autonomy to operate, so that there will be room for somebody to channel, or for a citizen that has been abused, that have been, his rights have been truncated, that have been trampled upon, to seek redress at the federal level. We should not give them full autonomy to operate. They should just work within the limits of that state. Then, if they have done anything, if they have heard in any way, one can channel his or her grievances to the appropriate federal quarter for disciplinary action. So, with that, I think let us still give them the evidence of the doubt. Let us experiment it, as part of trial and error. Let's see let's see how it works. And we are not being, taken for a ride. We will be taken for a ride on that. Let us just do it. Let us allay our fear from whatever demerit or whatever, is going to come out of it. But the most important thing is, let us look at the merit of creating that state policing, which is all about security of the life and properties of our people.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. Like you said, you almost said the same thing. What he said, just a little bit different. Hopefully, we'll see a positive light when we start state policing. But before we go, let's quickly take a training video, and this has to do with the police. I saw this on, a random person's blog, but I don't know what the message is. But let's just see this. Basically, the message is, let's just be careful. And this one is about they are looking dressed up as a police officer, but they are not in reality a police officer, but yet they go around arresting, and that could be more like kidnapping, these people. But let's quickly watch the video. It's quite long. We just watch the video, then get Femi Chacha's reaction, and of course we'll wrap up the program. Let's watch this video where we had fake policemen in uniform. We'll be right back.
We did not do anything. These people are arresting us. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Arresting us. We need justice. We need justice. We need justice. Look at them. Look at this man. You hit me. Mommy, wait. I want to fall. Oh yeah. People
story, but I would like to talk to the cameraman. Come for internship. We need to get the full video because I could see the way the camera was going. We cannot get the perfect pictures and the faces. But of course, if you go online, we have it right there. You can actually watch the video and understand exactly what happened there. But what is your take now? Behind the camera, a colleague said that this is why she's not in support of state policing, just because of that. What would you say about this and in reaction to what she said very quickly because of our time?
Nigerians, like I said earlier, have a way of profiting from every true ventures, every true policies. I'll give you a good instance. Probably NIN registration is supposed to be free, but there are people who intentionally keep people on the queue, and then because you are frustrated on the queue, you are willing to pay anything to make you get out of
attended to.
I'll give another instance. When you drive around, when you're driving towards Magodo, there's this area where they intentionally moved that signpost that shows do not go in. They intentionally moved it, but there are boys that are wearing these jackets, reflective jackets, that once they see, they are not policemen. Once they see you driving, They now go.
Because it's a one way.
Yes, they now go wait for you and then tell you they want to take you to their
Office.
office. There was a day I came down. I told them I'm not giving you anything. Let's go to your office. They now told no, you don't need to waste your time. Just give us anything. I said no.
Oh really?
We'll go to your office today.
Do they even
That
have an
was when
actual office?
I now discovered that it was not even their responsibility at all.
Ah.
They were not even assigned there.
To do
that.
it.
So I called.
For the money.
I called one of my networks in Lagos, Jags. I called him. Let's say to the governor. I said, well, give me the number of so person in charge of it. That's when they now saw that I was making important calls. That was when they now started talking to me that no, bros, it's not about that.
Really?
Can you imagine?
So they are trying to exploit.
Can you imagine?
Let's now come to what has just happened. You will observe that there are powerful people that even during elections, people buy military costumes just to, because once people just sight people in uniform, there's this kind of respect and they try to compare. It happened recently in the Ogun State local government elections, where one of the gubernatorial candidates actually brought in. This was a replacement, but from another division outside Ogun State. Yes, from Lagos to help him police and scare. Yes,
no.
in a gubernatorial. So there will always be people trying to exploit the system. But the truth is, we must always show courtesy. We must try to help them identify themselves. It's simple. Once you smile, you disarm them. Oh, welcome. Is that all? Okay. Can you identify yourself, please? I was driving and one of them said, I should come down, I want to set. I said, oh, who said? But please, can I be the one opening the things myself while you just look? Because I know you can. All of them just surround me,
they
and
do that
before they put something in
exactly.
So
use it against
we just must always find a way to be smarter but polite. Because I won't blame someone that is in the sun for hours with the way
agitated. Right.
So you have to understand psychologically that you just have to be more polite. You have to smile, but still insist on what is right.
Wow. Well, I love that one, and that's actually true. I'm also glad they apprehended this man, because according to them, this is not the first time they've been doing that a whole lot. But it's good they actually arrested them, and of course, I know justice will be served.